Jacques Tati's film from 1958, Monocle, revolves around the Appel family. They live in a settled, modern, and materialistic household within which is displayed the traditional conventions of the domestic space, with blatantly defined gender roles. The film defines the everyday role of the woman in society as belonging at home. Miss Appel exists in the film to cook, clean, and cater to her husband's and son's domestic needs, and also plays host to guests and exhibits their home. For Miss Appel, the primary concern is the aesthetic of the family dynamic and the maintenance of the family home. This is in contrast to their female neighbour, middle-aged, single, independent, and successful. Yet still her living situation is frowned upon, as Mr. and Mrs. Appel attempt to cater to her social deficiencies by attempting to pair her up to Monsieur Hulot. Agnes Varda's Cleo from 5 till 7 is important for gender representation because it focuses on a female role as the central role, a feministic value which is rarely found in much cinema to that date. Cleo actually develops as a character, initially displaying characteristics of being a young, self-centered, materialistic, independent pop star. She is transformed throughout the film as she seeks a different kind of perspective. The film revolves and centers around Cleo's life as she explores the Parisian city in an act of independence as she searches to find satisfaction and happiness outside the presumed domestic space. Cleo is joined briefly by her friend Dorothy, an artist model. Dorothy is by definition an object of the gaze, yet she is an object with a difference. She says, "It's not me they see, it's a form, an idea." This way of thinking is foreign to Cleo, who has always allowed herself to be positioned as a fetishized object, though now she is receptive of the possibilities of change. Cleo's friend Dorothy represents an empowered, independent sense of femininity, a nude model successful and comfortable with herself and her position in society. While women in the film tend to be fetishized and sexualized, Dorothy has the power of control because she chooses to be looked at and is looked at as a form rather than an object of sexual desire. An important development regarding gender roles in Jean-Luc Godard's 1966 Masculine Feminine. It is the focus and emphasis on career-driven women. Madeleine, the protagonist, is more absorbed with her image and her career as a pop star rather than the commitments of being in a relationship with her partner. Women are represented in Masculine Feminine as self-governing over their lifestyle choices and desires. Removed from the classic domestic space, they are portrayed as career-savvy, materialistic women who also push the boundaries by openly discussing objectification and sexual desires. Social issues not heard from female perspective in the first two films. Cleo and Madeleine are both women with ambition. In their own careers, they are greatly progressed in everyday society compared to Miss Appel, the devoted housewife. Cleo and Madeleine are vain about their youth and their appearances compared to Miss Appel's vanity of her outstanding upkeep of her domestic environment and the values of the modern home life. This shows a change of concern and ideals from the female characters. Although shallow, Cleo and Madeleine have the freedom to think primarily of themselves rather than domestic expectations of the homemaker. While this is a shift that gives the female character more development and independence, they also become more sexualized in a way that Miss Appel simply is not. The men in Masculine Feminine are constantly looking at and objectifying the woman. The pop star figure are sexualized as social icons. Varda's feminist approach, however, gives Cleo real development and allows her to become less of a sexualized object and more of a complex person. Though women in films have begun to evolve from minor domestic side characters towards prominent figures in society with careers, the representation is still restricted. The woman is either an object on display or else she is a domestic figure within the home.